Hello, welcome to the Reframing Mindset podcast. We are clear my head of the thoughts that are preventing clarity, practice my speech, among other things. Episodes range from informative knowledge to funny stories about my experiences, and in the future, maybe include interviews. So subscribe and enjoy. Episodes drop every other day. Okay, welcome back to Reframe Mindset podcast. My name is Colin Brooks. This episode I'm talking about, it pays to do the right thing. And it's one of those episodes where I look like doing this 9 to 5 and realize that, on the surface, in this world, that title is kind of deceiving because it the world is the other way, where it the world is so much towards doing the wrong thing. But what I realize is that, is that doing the right thing is doing the right thing. It does feel is less stress, and you just you just know that okay, it's the right thing, and you just move on. The thing about it is that when I don't do the right thing, it's like you know you have to actually make either mentally become one of those persons where you're like, oh yes, I did the wrong thing. So it's like you don't really think about that, or you're just one of those persons that always is going to guilt trip you and be like, oh my gosh, I did the wrong thing. And not only that, if you just start doing the trend of doing the wrong thing, it becomes a habit. If you make a habit of going down the wrong path, that's gonna be the habit, and that's going to be how you end your life on the wrong path. If you start making habits of going the right path, then you have a chance to actually start changing to go to the right path, ending their life on the right path. Bro, you know, the, that's in the Bible as well. If one of those religious person, if you're a religious person, that's in the Bible as well. And bro, the rain starts again. So if you hear the rain in the background, yeah. It's just one of those things that do the night fair to realize that like there's a lot of stats that if I were to do it, if I were there are like a lot of hacks you can do to actually get the stats that are very hard to get, and you would say, okay, yes, you get paid out. But the thing about it is that what you realize is that this is possible to reach those stats. It's possible to reach those stats, and if you actually just cave in and actually just do the wrong way, no, like for example, when I used to play games when I was younger, you know, when things got hard you do have you have some time where you just cave in and you have to cheat and you want to cheat and then you just cheat the game and stuff like that and be like it kind of really um takes a little value of yourself in the game in a sense that because you pass a point and be like and you will be like you can't really say it you can lie and say, okay, yes, you did this and that. But in yourself, you know that, yeah, you did not do it. You actually cheat, and you did not you cheat, and then basically, that's the reason why I get it. That's why, like for example, in online games, when I got my PS4 in online games, victory was more rewarded because what happened was they took out a lot of the cheating. So like, the progress you had to actually put in the work to get the progress, and the progress really feel rewarding because you had to do the right. Like one of my games I used to play was Overwatch. You had to do the right thing to actually progress. And when you did the right thing and start progressing and leveling up, you'll be like, yo, bro, you're leveling up. And it's like, yo, because you had to do the right thing. And the higher you go, you have to do the right thing more. That's just one of those things where I realize that, it pays to do the right thing when you're doing the work or doing a business or doing that work in the sense that, there's a lot of wrong paths. And if you just and the right way may lead to short term short-term losses. But one thing I realize is that if you just find a way to do the right thing and get it right, and then when you find a way to get it right, you understand why it's right, and then you focus, and then you can consistently do the right thing. That's where and you understand and you know how to do the right thing and get it right. Then that's where the pay comes in a sense that, like, I'm doing a 9 to 5 now, and what I'm saying, there's this one stat that you when it comes up and I have to do it, it mess up my stats. But what happens is that you have to do it. You can't avoid it. You have it's like it's not one of those things that can be like, oh, there's a trick to actually getting this done. No. That when you have to do this thing, you have to do it. And then you're getting penalized for it. So it's really detracting, but there's a right way to actually meet that stance. I do not know as yet, but when I found it, that's the value that pays me. Because what, for example, say if I actually stay in this company for, let's say, 2 years, and I understand the right way as to how to get this stuff. If I'm becoming a trainer, I'm training new people. I can teach people the right way to actually get these stuff, so that when they're there, they're doing better. They're starting better than me, and they know more than me and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, that's how stuff goes. It does. It pays to learn. It pays to do the right thing, because when you understand the right thing, that knowledge is power. That knowledge is power. When you know, okay, this is the right way to do this, so that is power, and that charges a large dollar to know how to do things the right way. When you learn to do things the wrong way, it becomes common, because everybody is pretty common. Like, cheats are very common. Finding cheat codes are in games and stuff are very common. What's rare is having people that reach to the top of the leaderboards and hearing that, they did not cheat. Like, what happens now when you're playing games? When you play games for a while, you realize one of the things you realize is that when people reach to the top, there's a lot of skepticism, in the sense that people say, "Oh yes, he cheated," and stuff like that. And we're like, and that's the thing, because what happens is that when you reach to the top, you have the notion that people say, okay, you did it the wrong way, because what's happening is that the world is twisted up the wrong way. So when you make it to the top, they just have the notion that, oh yes, you did it the wrong way. So as I said, it pays to actually do it the right way, and when you get that knowledge, then if you pass, you say, okay, yes, you pass it along to the next person. That's where the value comes. The value comes because people pay that top dollar to actually say, oh yes, it pays to teach you the right way, and then boom, they do it the right way and stuff like that, and then yeah. So I guess that's one of the next exam part of the business of science again, where you know the right way of doing things, the rules and stuff to follow. It And yes, that's a nice part of it, because when you do things the right way, that's less expenses, less money you're wasting. In the sense that you're doing things the wrong way, you're really actually wasting money and stuff like that. Because when things go wrong, it goes wrong bad. So if you actually learn the fundamentals and the basics of how to do things the right way from the beginning, you make less mistakes and less likely to break things. Re- Doing things to learn things the right way does not mean you're not going to break things, but there's less likely to do that, and with that being less likely, then you're less likely to actually waste the company's money and stuff like that. Yeah, so that's basically it. It pays to do things the right way, and you learn that it's and in the business where things are perfect, you know things are perfect. You go in there, so you want to make a lot of money and stuff like that, but you never really understand how the business work and stuff like that. You realize it's always really complicated to actually make a lot of money, and then you have the notion to say, okay, I'm gonna do this track, cheese and hack to actually reach the top. No, you really just take the time to actually learn the stuff that the right thing to do actually get you to the top. There's more value in that. Not maybe for the company or stuff like that, but for yourself. Because that really builds internal confidence, know that okay, yes. Actually I took the time and learn how to actually progress in this stuff and how to get this stuff. You know, that's one of the confidence that I build when I start getting bonuses now because I actually took the time and be like, yo, I actually learned how to do this. I know how to get this consistent. That's confidence. I know that yo, I'm getting this stats the right way. And I'm getting it consistent now where I don't really have to think about it anymore. Be like, oh, I'm worried about getting this stat. No, because I know how to actually get this stats now. Other stats that I don't know how to get as yet. Will I get them? I don't know, but I have to take the time to actually learn those stuff as well to get the practice. So that's basically for this episode. And look forward for the next episode. Hmm.
Well, this is the end of the episode. Thanks for watching and look forward for the next episode. To support this podcast, go to anchor.fm/cssb/support or become a sponsor for this episode. If you have a product that you want to have more exposure, DM me on the Instagram page, Reframing Mindset Podcast, or on Twitter at ReframingP. Either way would help. Thank you regardless for listening, and here's a preview for the next episode.
Dirt and stick. Yeah, because in um I guess in the one of the previous episodes you'd have here, it pays to do the right thing, and you would have mentioned to say, okay, yo, the world is set up to do the wrong thing. The wrong thing is really easy to do. And I see it in the 95, like, when you're going through, the wrong way, the wrong way. I see it being done. And, when I was starting and I wanted to do the wrong way, and it's like, yo, and it's like, and the wrong way is not wrong in the sense that it's not wrong in the sense that it's bad. In the sense that it's just the thing is that the stats is kind of flawed.